Hi, today we're going to talk about the primary question that everybody asks themselves when things hit the fan. We're going to cover why this is important and how it can help you build a great relationship as you're going along. So, hey, if you've ever had a divorce or had a significant relationship that broke up, didn't make it, you're in the right place because we're going to give you some great tools and tips today. So, Freddie, what is a primary question?
So this is an interesting thing. Wayne and I took Anthony Robbins classes, and one of the classes he talked about the importance of what your primary question is. Well, we'd never even thought about that before. And I came to realize that my primary question at the time was, how can I be safe? Because as a child, I didn't feel very safe, and so I was always looking for ways to be safe. Anytime anything came up, any kind of conflict, any kind of stuff that happens in the economy or anything at all that happened, my first question in my brain was, how can I be safe? And how that affected my relationships is that sometimes I stayed in them much longer than I should have because I was afraid to go out on my own, because I was looking to be safe. Or if something happened and I needed to communicate effectively with the other person, I wouldn't, because I was doing the fight, flight, or paralysis. And most of the time, I rarely did the fight. Most of the time, I was either did the flight or I did paralysis. So that was very important to me to learn that that was how I was doing my life. So whenever Wayne and I had any kind of communication failure, I would ask myself, how can I be safe? What was great about taking his class is that I learned to change my primary question to, what's the good in this? So now when things hit the fan, I look at it at first and I'm kind of like taken aback. And then I go, well, what's the good in this? What did I learn from this? How can I make this something that works for me? What is the good in this? So Wayne, what was your primary
So my
question?
primary question, and a lot of you people in business or in management or just you're in that self-improvement, my primary question was, how can I make it better? Now, the problem with that question is that your partner, the people around you, unless you're in business and you have that responsibility to always make it better and innovate, the problem is it's never good enough.
Right.
And so that can make your partner feel terrible.
Yeah.
For Freddie, it was very, very difficult because no matter what we were doing, I was looking, well, we could change it and do this and that, and it would be even better. Instead of being able just to be there, be present, and just go, wow, we are so blessed. It is so good.
Yeah.
And just enjoy what we have. And then you're not always looking at your partner, well, you could do this to improve or this or that, or I'm never good enough.
Right.
It makes me feel never good enough if I use that question all the time. It's like, hey, I'm good enough. I can accept myself, therefore I can accept you. It actually can work against your self-esteem. So you really need to be careful with that particular question. So again, because of our work with Tony, it was really fantastic to go, what's the good in
What's
this?
the good in this?
What's the good in this?
What's the good in it?
And so our relationship is really smoothed out. One of the things that happens in communication with your partner when you're either trying to be safe or you're always trying to improve something, or another primary question is, why does this always happen to me? You become a
Right.
victim, and that's not a good primary question either.
Yeah.
So by changing it to what is the good in this, you can actually get a lot of benefit out of that. One of the things that I've seen couples do is when they want to be safe or whatever, they start getting into this communication of they're either, if they're afraid, they become very aggressive at times or they run away. So if you have a partner that doesn't have really good communication, they'll tend to move away. That could be passive aggressive type communication, or paralysis where they're so passive they just try to become invisible and they won't engage. That does not build healthy relationships.
So anyway, think about what your primary question is. Next time something dramatic happens to you and you get freaked out, listen to what your head's telling you. What's your primary question? And how, if you could change it to what's the good in this or some other positive primary question, how it could change your life and your relationships. You will be amazed on what a change it makes in a life.
So we hope that helps, and we'll be talking to you soon.